Right guys, Loadouts here. I'm bringing you another Hell Let Loose update, and today we're looking at the 2021 and 2022 roadmap. So I'm showing it on screen for you now. What is interesting is they don't actually show us this time of when this stuff is coming. In the previous year's roadmap they actually broke it down into certain quarters, but they're not doing that now, which is a little disappointing. But we're getting a lot of stuff like this year and planned for next year. You know, we're getting new weapons, we're getting the FG42, the shotgun. I recently used the shotgun in a Rising Storm video and I absolutely loved it, so I'm looking forward to that in this game. We're getting improvements to the scopes, new offensive and warfare modes for existing maps, the Panzer IV tank, half tracks, a campaign mode, which I'm just going to remind you, I believe it's not a single player mode. It's more like the Rising Storm 2 Vietnam campaign mode. When you finish a multiplayer match, you then get to choose which map or area you then attack, and there's other resources that come into account, so it could work like that. It's going to be quite good. It's going to be more stakes in each game instead of just, oh, game's over, it's done. The outcome of each game is going to affect the overall campaign, so that's good. New death animations, I mean, they're kind of controlled a little bit by ragdolls, so yeah, I'm not sure what they're really doing here. New cosmetics, I mean, we've been waiting on the face cosmetics for a long time now. Personal stats, so you're going to be able to see your overall stats. That's good. I know a lot of people say that KD ratio isn't important, and in the grand scheme of things it's not. It's about capturing the objectives, and you don't need a good KD score to contribute a lot. You know, you could be an engineer or a sport guy. Logistics throughout the entire game contribute a lot to the victory, but not kill a lot of people. But for me, I like killing a lot of people. New loadouts, general bug fixes, which is good. New commander abilities, and we are getting unique abilities for the factions. Like the Soviets have come in and they've got the Katyusha rockets, so we're going to get more, unique abilities for the Americans and the Germans. We're getting night maps. Hell yes, night maps for select maps, they've said, with flares. I don't know why they've put with flares in brackets, but I'm so looking forward to night maps. I think it could change how the battles are played so much. I think there's going to be a lot of sneakiness going around, and it's going to feel a lot more tense. Looking forward to that. The M4 Sherman's coming. Jeeps. One thing I want to do with Jeeps is try to make a rally track or something. It depends on how many Jeeps you can have active at one time, but imagine if we can spawn, I don't know, even 10 Jeeps. I think that's a high amount, but if we can get 10 Jeeps in a game, we could have proper races and do a racing league or something stupid like that. Flamethrowers and Molotovs are coming, the Soviet anti-tank structures, deployable mortars, which were actually announced in the original Kickstarter, so I know some players have been waiting for those for a long time. Custom LODs for buildings and assets, that's more of an optimization thing. Deployable flat cannons, we know those are coming. Deployable heavy machine guns. Improvements to the visual and sound effects. The soundtrack and artbook DLC, and a party system, which is really needed, but I'm not sure how that's going to work if you build a party and try to join a server that's nearly full. Is it just going to block you all from joining it, or bring some people in and put the others in a queue? We're getting the Flak Panzer and vehicle smart materials. But the big news for me is the British are coming. We're getting British weapons, cup of tea, British maps, British vehicles including the Firefly and Valentine. But the big thing here, another big thing, is they've said we're getting a bridge map plus 2 additional Eastern Front maps. Now when I see a bridge map put in with the British forces, to me that says Operation Market Garden. So I'm calling it Operation Market Garden is the next big theatre, we'll say. Hell yes, I'm so looking forward to that. I really hope that the devs can do that area and that operation justice. Now let's briefly go over the changes that Update 10 has brought us. Yes, we've got the Soviets with the 2 new maps, plus a completely reworked Samari Dumont. You could really say that's a completely brand new map because it feels so different. I've just come off doing a 9.5 hour stream, and I played those 3 maps pretty much exclusively, and my thoughts are that Kursk is fantastic for sniping. I had a sniping game of that. I played the Hunt Showdown soundtrack quite a bit during that because I was using the Mosin Nagant sniper, and yeah, I had a great game on that one. Stalingrad, that is also a pretty damn good map, but it has a lot of performance issues, mainly the stuttering. The frame rate can go from low to high at various places in the map, which happens a lot with Hell Let Loose maps, but the main problem is the stuttering. Just looking around and you'll get all these stutters. I go to aim at people and then the game stutters, so then I just completely mess up a shot and end up dying. Those stutters need to be fixed. The changes we've got in update 10, apart from all the Soviet stuff, is the offensive mode. Instead of having 2 active control points to capture now, it's just the 1. Start and resources have been balanced, which has also changed the commander ability costs. The team limit on nodes has been changed from 4 nodes of each type to 3. And we've got a huge amount of changes to the armor system. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's hitbox changes, health changes, collision changes, ballistic changes. There's a lot of stuff changed there. I've driven a couple of trucks in the stream, and I've got to say the trucks turn a hell of a lot easier. That's a nice change to have, because before update 10 it was a pain to turn the trucks. God damn. Some other key changes are that the support role can now see enemies marked by the recon plane or vehicle. This kind of makes sense because the support role has like a giant radio on their back, and really it would be headquarters speaking to the support guy, because he's got the radio, who will then relay that information to the officer, so it makes sense that the support role can see these. The machine gun can no longer hip fire without bracing, that's holding down right click. Artillery, their dispersion has been increased from 2 meters to 20 meters. So what this means now is that instead of aiming at a specific spot and having that artillery shell land somewhere within 2 meters of that spot, it's now going to land somewhere within 20 meters of that spot. So that means artillery now is a lot less accurate. We've got ultra wide support now, and the crouched run speed has been slightly reduced. This makes sense because before you would crouch run and normal run. There's been general sound effects changes to a lot of things in the game. I've noticed that the Kar 98 has another new sound. Trucks can now be damaged by machine guns and strafing runs. And we've got a huge list of bug fixes just across from the game to multiple maps. And that's it for this quick rundown of update 10 and my thoughts on it. So yes, I believe we're getting Operation Market Garden next sometime. I don't think it's going to come this year because we're over halfway through the year. I think it's going to come, well, maybe right at the end of the year, or sometime between January and July next year for Market Garden. That's what I think. I think that's a bit realistic there. So if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe for more, and thank you guys for watching.